Hello and welcome to Business Today Television. Today we're joined by the co-founder of online travel agency EaseMyTrip. We have with us Prashant Pitti. Hi Prashant, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Karishma, for having me on the show.
Now, first things first, you've made an acquisition announcement early this morning into the charter aviation space. So tell us a bit about this and also give us some insights into what is the acquisition pipeline looking like going forward.
No, absolutely. See, basically at EaseMyTrip, we are already the second largest travel portal in India, where we are actually doing pretty decent business on air ticketing side. Now we want to double down on our air growth. And now we are adding a new vertical, which is basically charter airplane demand. It's a beautiful industry. According to our estimates, it's anywhere between $2 to $3 billion already within India. And by this acquisition of Nutana, which is about a year-old company, we will be able to serve our consumers and corporates to book charter on demand. This will be a disruptive service. Right now, most of the charter planes are booked offline, which is either over phone or over email. And at EaseMyTrip, we are looking forward to grow this business and add a new vertical to our organization.
Okay, excellent. Congratulations for that. Now, just to get understanding a bit more on the broader side of it and moving on from acquisition to how the sales have been doing, it's a competitive month when it comes to travel. Now, post-pandemic, of course, a lot of revenge traveling happening. What are the kind of sales numbers that EaseMyTrip has witnessed? I mean, if we talk about also this quarter, then how were the October numbers?
In the month of October, we did our Diwali Sales Utsav campaign, for which we have released our responses. From 5th of October till 23rd of October, which is pre-Diwali, we ran Utsav as a campaign, and we were able to sell, air tickets worth 555 crores on that particular program. Now, as you would know, that EaseMyTrip is a growing company, which is basically gaining market share. Which is very easily visible in our Q2 results as well. In Q1, we did business of about 1,670 odd crores. In Q2, we did business of 1,970 crores, which was basically up by 20%. And usually Q2 is a dull quarter compared to Q1. Q1, you have summer vacations. In Q2, usually you see a little bit lesser of the bookings. However, we were still able to grow our business by 20%. While the market kind of either remained flat or degrew. So that should give you confidence that the company is still gaining market share. So we are one of the very few internet listed companies who are able to grow its business while remaining profitable all throughout. Karishma.
Great. If I talk a bit about the customer bookings and consumer preferences, how's the month of December looking like? Is there a lot of bookings happening? Because this is also, of course, considered a travel month, year-end, weekend, and Christmas vacation. What have been the top destinations that you've been able to spot?
No, you're absolutely right. Q3 is usually a good quarter in the cyclical cycle of travel. There are a lot of demand, which is the demand especially is coming for basically international trips. See, in the last couple of quarters, even though international trips were allowed, there were a lot of teething issues related to visa, which we believe has gotten sorted just now. And hence, there is very strong demand of people who would wish to travel to, Thailand. Thailand recently opened up. Then Singapore, then Dubai. These are the short haul destinations. On the long haul, we are seeing very strong uptick coming for Australia. Somehow, Australia and New Zealand has opened up, and this is basically a very good season to visit these countries. So that's the international side. Domestic side, we are seeing the regular leisure routes as Goa, Udaipur, and to the hills.
Yes, absolutely. And with the New Year long weekend, it looks like these destinations are going to further take an uptick. But tell us about the pricing. I mean, we were earlier thinking that higher prices are because of the price caps, but that analogy confusion has now, of course, been subsided with the removal of price caps, but yet the airfares are quite high in comparison.
Correct. Well, see, part of it is by design. Airlines have taken a very considerable amount of it for 2.5 years. So I would say that part of it is by design, part of it is by the crude oil. The crude oil has not gone as much as it went up. So it's basically, I think airlines also deserve to basically make some money at the time when they can. And I believe that if they will continue to increase the price or hold the existing price, as long as the demand does not subside. And one thing which I truly believe the pandemic has taught us is to basically start living our lives. And a part of living your life is basically to be able to spend decent amount of money on travel. Post pandemic, we have seen the bookings for our 4-star hotel, 5-star hotel to double up as a percentage. Bookings for business class seats have doubled up as a percentage compared to pre-pandemic number. So all this basically gives us a very decent clarity that people have finally started to spend a lot of time on themselves and splurge money on their travel plans. Given the overall global context, I believe that there are very strong, there's very strong sentiment to basically make 4-day work week globally. There are some companies which are trying to adopt that in many parts of the countries. Some companies in India are trying to adopt 4-day work week policy. If that were to happen, imagine the kind of upsurge you would see in travel. If the official work days are 4 and 3 days are holidays, I would see that to be the game changer for travel industry completely.
Well, I'm completely up for it, but I'm sure that the sales numbers will quite pull through if that is the kind of work schedules we get into. One last question, Prashant, and this is because of course budget is fast approaching. What is the kind of demand that the industry holds? I mean, from the online travel aggregators, are you happy with the way the tax has been implied? Of course, fuel under GST and ATF prices have been quite a concern for the industry until now.
See, from the industry where I come in as an OTA, I do not see that as something which impacts my business. As in fact, if the prices go up and the demand still does not subside, it actually only helps our business. So it is something which we complain very little about. And I believe that the airlines are also very cautious to the fact that as the demand starts dipping, they also start repricing their flight tickets accordingly. So I honestly believe that the best governance from the government side is to actually be less meddling in the startup world, and which is what I think the government is doing. We do not expect much from the government side. We just want to continue to run our company very efficiently and in a fashion where we are the decision maker. So if at all, if there were any suggestions from our side for the budget, would be to basically start spending a much more money on travel infrastructure, which is basically, government is already doing quite a bit. We already are seeing there are 66 new airports which are going to come in the next decade. But something related to hygiene, something related to cleanliness around the touristy areas is something which I would encourage government to spend more money on.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Prashant, for joining us in this conversation.
Thank you.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.